everybody, welcome back. Today I'd just like to show you something that some of you may be interested in. Just running a little benchmark at the moment. Let's see whether we can zoom in there so you can see what's going on here. Running test mark, and that's the data from the GPUs, and that's the data from the program itself. Just cranking up the effort on these graphics cards to showcase a system that I have here that maybe somebody out there might like to buy. And here is that system. I shall drop the side panel off in a second to give you a closer look inside, but basically inside we have a Rampage 3 Extreme, we have 6 gig of Dominator GT memory, we have a Hexacore, Intel Hexacore i7 970 on a Noctua NHD12, I believe it is, the predecessor to the NHD14. The graphics cards are GTX 580 3GB versions by Gainward. PSU is the Corsair AX 1200. Single loop cooling on the cards only, with a Laing D5 with the EK modded top and an EK multi-option 150 reservoir. To keep the front looking fairly clean, DVD writers installed or fan controllers in the front. As I was running just the one radiator, wanted to keep it fairly simple and straightforward. So just give me a second and I'll drop the side off. Okay, here we are back again then. I'm just going to have another quick look at the GPU data. As you can see, both GPUs are fully utilised and the current temperatures are 48 and 49 degrees. The test has been running for about 8 minutes. It's about 8 minutes, so we'll have that. I'll leave that running while I talk a little bit more about the system. So here we are. In the roof, cooling the GPUs, we have the Black Ice Stealth 360 with a push-pull configuration Noctua fans. That's the NFP12s, but you may notice they're not the usual Noctua colour, which is sort of a pale creamy colour, which isn't always very popular. So I've put a bit of black on them just to make them look a little bit more in keeping with the system, and I think they look quite good. So we've got 6 NFP12s on the 360 in the roof, 2 more on the cooler. Obviously the cards don't need any. There you can see a better look at the pump, the reservoir, our intake fan, and the dry bays. Don't know if you can see there. Windows is currently running on a C300 64 gig. That's just for boot, and storage is a Western Digital Caviar Black 500 gig. So it's nice and simple. Just get another few angles for you here. Also get an idea of the noise level from the system. Noctua fans are sort of fairly famous for being nice and quiet. Not sure if you can hear that, not particularly loud. They're not on a controller, they're running straight at 12 volts. And back to the temperatures. And it's just moved up by 1 degree. So we'll stick with it and see where they actually peak out. I can't see them getting too much hotter than 50, maybe 51. It's a fairly mild evening, so it's not as cool as it could be in here. Yeah, elapsed time now, 10 minutes 30 seconds. I'll come back in a little while so we can just showcase how good the coolers are running, or how good the coolers are working on the graphics cards. And just wanted to show you that whoever decides to buy this this system will get all the boxes, original invoices and documentation where necessary. So there's the original boxes for the cards, original boxes for the cooling blocks. You can just see there, that's the dust filter for the roof on the Elysium. As I'm exhausting through that, I didn't need to have that fitted. The remainder of the cables that are currently not used for the AX 1200, as the 1200 power supply cables are specific, you can't use any other cables on that particular PSU, so everything else that comes with it will be supplied, and also the box for that current PSU, which is, just one second, as if by magic, there's the box for the for the PSU, there's the box for the C300, that's the hardware package box for the Elysium, and that's the box for the Rampage 3. Okay, so as you can see there, it seems to have stabilised. We're up to around about 16 minutes now. The coolant seems to have reached a delta, as have the temperatures of the cards. And there we are, stabilised around about 50 degrees. Now on a very hot, balmy summer's evening, on the longest day of the year, in a warm environment, on a 360 stealth, that's pretty good, I reckon. And the cards are never going to get to work any harder than that. That benchmark is running on the absolute maximum. Tessellation is set to the maximum on the extreme setting. The AA is at times 16. I'm not sure again if you can see that in the corner there, but that I thought would be a good way, running it on a smaller monitor, 1680 by 1050, to get those 580s working really hard and getting the temperatures up, just to make sure that the cooling loop was working efficiently enough. Okay folks, so you're probably wondering, how much would I want for a system such as this? Not looking to make fortunes, not looking to make a retire on it or buy a Ferrari. All I'm looking to do is look at the current market value for the components as they are second hand, and just give someone a real cracking system. The idea was that I would sell the cards as I usually do, but I always seem to lose a fortune on eBay on second-hand graphics cards, and I was so amazed by the GTX 580 3GB version. I thought I would build a really nice system around those two cards, which is what I've done. I think you'll agree that will serve somebody very, very well for whatever it is they wish to do. Obviously you could have a perfectly adequate gaming system if it only had one card in it, but I've included two, so therefore you will have the 2D and 3D surround option available to you, and it will just absolutely crush any game that you would like to play. Okay folks, okay, just before I close down, I just thought I'd give you another shot with the side panel on, as essentially that's going to be how you're going to be looking at the system. Nice large window on the Elysium, and obviously with the side, massive 240mm side fan, things will be a little cooler as that's blowing directly on the cards. Okay then folks, well I hope you found that a little overview informative enough. If not, I'll just quickly recap for you. The case, as you know, the Xigmatek Elysium. The CPU cooler is the Noctua NH-U12P SE2. The motherboard was a Rampage 3 Extreme, and the memory kit, I believe I said Dominator GT, that wasn't quite accurate. There is a Corsair Dominator set, and it's the TR3X 6G 1600C7D 6GB kit with timings at 77720 at 1.65 volts. Going on to the processor itself was the Hexacore i7-970. The GPUs, as you know by now, are the Gainward 3GB edition 580 Phantoms on the EK water cooling blocks. The tubing is the Primochill white. The pump is the D5 Vario with the EK top. We've got 6 Noctua fans and 2 more on the cooler. That's the NFP12s. The hard drives is the boot drive is the Corsair C300 64GB SSD that Windows is booting on, and a Western Digital Caviar Black for storage, and the PSU is the Corsair AX 1200. Okay, so probably what you've all been dying to know is the price, and the price I've decided for this system is £2,000. So if you're serious about your gaming and your hardware, and you know what you're looking at in front of you, you can soon see that, you know, just the cards, the blocks, the loop, and the PSU themselves, you know, on their own, it all soon adds up. Trust me, I've priced this as competitive as I can without, you know, literally giving some of the components away. So obviously I will not you know, going to be giving this to the postman and expecting it to arrive at a destination. If anyone is serious and they want to make me a proper offer for this system, contact me directly through YouTube. I'm quite happy to drive some considerable distance from where I'm currently living. I'm living in West Sussex. I'll drive up to 3 hours to meet someone after payment has been made in full. So apologies if the video went on a little bit too long. A lot of detail to cover. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything out. If you have any questions or queries with regard to the system, please feel free to drop a comment in the box below. Thank you very much for watching, and everybody take care.